we're definitely going to get into Gamecock football current day. But I want to get back to you, the music side of things. Again, you moved to Nashville. Just, obviously you've been there a while. I'm sure a lot has happened since you lived there, a lot of things in your career and personally and stuff like that. But I'll ask you, I've never been to Nashville. So as someone who's never been, just I talk about, because I feel like when I think of Nashville, and I've seen pictures of like the downtown and stuff, it seems like it's like a party every night. And I guess the funny stories that like you hear of like, I think somebody posted a video on Twitter. We were talking about Darius earlier. They're saying, you'll just go out in Nashville on a random Tuesday night and there Darius Rucker is in a bar just singing. Like it's unscripted, just talk about the experience. I'm sure there has to be for you, a balance, you know what I'm saying, living in the midst of that, because like you can't go too crazy, like you're there to work and get after it, but also you're going to have a lot of fun in the process. Like just talk about like Nashville, how it's treated you, what life like has been there.
Nashville is, there's a reason. Nashville is growing at an extraordinary clip. Like when I moved here, it was still a small town. It was probably, it was kind of sleepy, man. It was not much bigger than Columbia in a lot of ways. And in the past 20 years, once, I guess the TV show Nashville came on, and when that came out, every kid from every Southeastern Conference school in America wanted, or all the kids in the conference, they wanted to come to Nashville because it's kind of like LA in terms of like you're around the entertainment business.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost kind of a shame that the school in Nashville is Vanderbilt. Like of all the schools, like you'd think it'd be like this great, like no, it's Vandy. So anyway,
Vandy is the best school in the SEC. You know, party schools, that's different, but it is the absolute best.
Academia wise, yes, but
but no, it's we have plenty of alcohol here. We don't need any kids to help us with that. Nashville is a wonderful place. People come visit and they have so much fun because of those stories that you hear. Living here is different. When we were, 20 years ago, there was only like 10 bars in restaurants that anyone would go to in all of Nashville. So, you would be at dinner or lunch and you might be it could be Neil Young literally sitting at the bar, and then it could be Tim McGraw sitting with Faith Hill over here, and it could be two of your buddies that you run into because it was such a small town and everyone would come to Nashville to record from all over the world. Nowadays, because there's I don't know that I would say in the next decade, Nashville's on par to probably start rivaling Atlanta in terms of size. It's just a giant. The growth has been just. I can't remember the number was. It was like 60 people a day moved to Nashville or something. It's been doing that for 10 years. It's crazy. So I feel like nowadays we can go out and we don't see anybody we know, even in the places that we want to go. I own a bar here called Never Never. It's a small little neighborhood bar, and that's. We love those little neighborhood spots that are kind of like only where the locals know, because we used to have a lot of those, but then the tourists started figuring out that we would hang out at Winners and Losers in Midtown, and that's where they would go, oh my God, we can go see Kings of Leon, or Chris Young's going to be there, and then everybody shows up there, and that's what's kind of happened downtown. They knew that certain bars downtown were the bars that the actual artists and musicians and songwriters like to go to. So yes, it is an awesome place to be, but it's changed a lot. Now you would love it. Anybody come up here, you're going to have an absolute blast. You're going to drink your face off. Food's amazing. There's always music, but we're all spoiled. Like we deal with that all the time. So, we don't necessarily go out and party like rock stars like we maybe once did. One of the reasons is because there are so many tourists now. It's a little different. You'll find us in Hole in the Walls.
Right. So you said you own a bar, right? You said Never Never. That's the bar.
Yeah, it's called Never Never. There's an area called Wedgwood, Houston, which is about a couple miles from downtown, and it's where the new Apple Music is moving here, and that's where it's going to be. They got it's an amazing area. It's very kind of a trendy, cool area, and we have a bar called Never Never that we opened up.
How was that during like the pandemic and stuff? I know a lot of the establishments like that. It's like food and beverage. I know it was very interesting, and I know we're still kind of in it, but not obviously to what we were. Stuff is back open, but
we were fortunate because we're not downtown on Broadway. The bars downtown on Broadway kind of got into a back and forth with, whether it be the mayor or whether it be the governor, just like, they were trying to shut them down. They didn't want to shut down. So there was a lot of issues there that were kind of constant for a while, but we actually got fortunate being a smaller bar. We're talking about like our cap is maybe like 120 people or something like that, and we have a great outdoor, like 2 spots outdoor. Downtown on Broadway is very hard. You'll have a rooftop bar on Broadway, but you won't have anything else that's outside.
Right.
We had the ability to kind of pull, the ability to bring people outside and keep them safe, however you want to say it. So we were lucky, and our guys that run Never Never are incredible, and they were really scrappy. That's the word for any musician, songwriter. And I don't care what level you are. I don't care if you're Stapleton or if you're Patrick Davis, or everywhere in between, or below or above. It's you got to be scrappy right now, because there are no gigs. You've got to make your gigs. You got to figure out how to play. You're not making that money and that trickles down from everyone from the guitar player to the merch guy. So it's really it's been a fascinating time for all of us. But yes, the bar Never Never, pretty awesome, and they've done a pretty damn good job. I cannot lie to you. They've you guys check it out. It's on you can find it on Instagram and stuff like that. Cool little spot in Nashville. If you make it up, come drink.
That's definitely Nashville's going to have to be an immediate trip for me soon.